specified that I'm looking for scientific evidence. They asked, what evidence would I accept? I said, how much evidence would you accept, they would ask. I said, I'll take anything that qualifies as evidence. Any body of objectively verifiable facts which positively indicate or exclusively concord with that particular position over any other. In 20 years, without exception, there has been no one to present any scientific evidence that actually indicates the Christian God, or indeed any God, or in fact anything supernatural at all.
Okay, I appreciate the clarification.
Aron Ra, I got evidence for the Christian hell. There's no evidence for the Hindu hell or the Islamic hell or whatnot, the Jehovah's Witnesses hell, but I'm about to show you for some evidence that demands to be addressed. Now, if you can debunk it, you better get your ass in gear. But if not, Aron Ra, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go to hell. So you better listen.
Bring it!
Let me get out of the way and introduce to you a man named Ron Reagan.
It appeared like the ambulance literally exploded in flames. I thought it had actually blown up. It filled with smoke, and immediately I was moving through that smoke as if through a tunnel. And after some period of time, coming out of the smoke and out of the darkness, I began to hear the voices of a multitude of people screaming and groaning and crying. But as I looked down, the sensation was looking down upon a volcanic opening and seeing fire and smoke and people inside of this burning place, screaming and crying. They were burning, but they weren't burning up. They weren't being consumed. And then the sensation of moving downward into this. But the most terrible part of it, I began to recognize many of the people that I was seeing in these flames, as if a close-up lens on the camera was bringing their faces close to me. I could see their features and see the...
Are you listening, Aron Ra? Are you listening? Pay attention when I'm speaking. Class is in session.
The agony and the pain and the frustration, and a number of them began to call my name and said, Ronnie, don't come to this place. There's no way out. There's no escape. If you come here, there's no way out. And I looked into the faces of one that had died in a robbery attempt, who had been shot to death and bled to death on the sidewalk. And I looked in the face of two others that had died drunk in an automobile accident. And I looked into the face of others that had died of drug overdoses that we had partied together, and the agony and the pain. But I believe the most painful part of it was the loneliness, and the depression was so heavy that there was no hope, there was no escape, there was no way out of this place. And the smell was like sulfur, like an electric welder, and the stench was terrible.
Damn.
And as I looked at this, I had seen people killed. I had been involved in fights where people were killed. I'd done time in prison for manslaughter myself. I grew up basically in a reform school and in a jail cell. I was beat on mercifully as a child by a father that had temper problems and alcohol problems. I was a runaway at 12 years old, and I felt like there was nothing in this world that could frighten me. My life was wrecked, my marriage was wrecked, my health was wrecked, but now I'm seeing something that literally scares me to death because I don't understand it.
It scares the hell out of me.
And as I'm looking into this pit, this place of fire and screams and torment, I just fade out into blackness, And when I open my eyes, I'm in a hospital room in Knoxville, Tennessee. My wife is sitting by. There have been multiple stitches put in my body. My arm was spared. There was almost 100 stitches. And I looked in the face of my wife, and I wasn't concerned about where I was or anything around me. All I could visualize was what I had just seen.
On November 23rd, 1998.
Keep in mind, Aaron, this is not hearsay evidence. This is straight from the donkey's mouth. You better hope there is no God, Aron Ra. Because hell is hot, and hell lasts a long, long, long time. And this message fills me with such hope that there is life after death that goes on and on and on and on and on forever and ever and ever. I used to say, you know, because at least if I did go to hell, at least I'd be conscious. To me, nothing's more terrifying than the thought of going out of existence, ceasing to exist, death, oblivion, lights out. Never being able to drink another cup of coffee again, never being able to eat pizza or see a good-looking girl again, or never being able to gorge on strawberry shortcake, and never being able to see those who I love. But this right here gives me hope. Because you atheists piss me off. You try to take away my life that goes on forever and ever and ever in the afterlife. So this, what about those who go to hell, Chris? Are you willing to spend an eternity in a blissful heaven when the majority of the human race is going to burn in this hell? Hey, that's not my fucking problem if they miss the boat. The only problem is that I get myself right with God so I can go to heaven forever and ever. I can't help it if a few people miss the fucking boat and miss the boat. That's their fucking problem. Collateral fucking damage. All that matters to me is I survive. I live. That's nature. Life wants to live forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Don't have me this shit that get born in heaven. God is infinite. So in God, just praising God, you will realize things about God that you keep realizing new things about God, and we'll go on and on and on and on forever. And worshiping God is not just in a church service, it's living, exploring the universe, and realizing that you're exploring what God created. No wonder we'll go on and on and on forever. Unless you go to this place right here that you just saw in the fucking video. Get back here, Aron Ra. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Class is still in session. Now I refuse to call you by your right name until you meet me face to face in a video, Aron Ra. How come if the Christian hell is not real, if Jesus is not real, how come there are absolutely no accounts of anyone in a near-death experience encountering a Buddhist hell, or a Hindu hell, or an Islamic hell? How come only the Christian hell is experiencing people who die and come back? And keep in mind, this man right here, Ron Reagan, he died and was resuscitated. How come in every near-death experience, anyone who calls out Jesus, yes?
Diana, I have to run to the store, so I better leave this door open.
Okay. Leave the other door open too.
Yeah,
just the screen lock so I can hear the...
The cold, Dad, shut it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so cold.
Okay.
But if you hear me yell... Okay.
So, how come the Hindus never had near-death experiences that promote hedonism? Every near-death experience promotes Jesus to be God. So if Jesus is not real, how come all this evidence proving that Jesus in the Christian hell is real?
Broke my back so you would love me, but instead you stood above, you spit me out, you kicked me down. I hate your never love me.
So, Aron Ra, you do believe in life after death. You do believe in the devil. Well, guess what? The devil wants to take you to hell and burn you forever and ever and ever. And you're just giving yourself right over to him. Bitch.
Hell, Satan! Broke my back so you would love me, but instead you stood above, you spit me out, you kicked me down. I hate you'll never love me.